Hello. Hope everyone's okay. Another day done, guys. Woohoo! Made it, smashing it. I slept today, to be honest. I was in dreamland. So I think that the energy was exhausting today. It's cool because when I'm sleeping, I'm dreaming of the future that I want. So when I wake up, I've got a plan. Do you know what I mean? So I must have needed that. I think my body was just telling me I needed to rest, get back in the zone. So that's all good. Feel refreshed, ready to go. So yeah, I've been watching these cool videos. I'll put some links in, and because we're all co-creators, aren't we? And we know that dreams, we know that our dreams can come true simply by having that dream, imagining, and then you make a plan to make that dream come true, and you work towards it. So in these videos that I've put, put in the description, how do we become the best version of ourselves, and in turn that will create the best version of the world, isn't it? So one of the things in this video is saying, if we stop thinking about things that we don't want, stop in that cycle of thought, and then think, stop that negative cycle of thought, because thinking about what you don't want and what you don't like, and because that's kind of it's like that way, that thought pattern is that you're a victim of your circumstance, and we're not, because we're creators. We're the masters of our own destiny. We're the captains of our own ship. We're the designers of our own life. So if we stop dwelling on the things that we don't like, because when you're in that sort of place, emotions can take over in a negative way. So it makes more sense to only think about what we do want. You know what I mean? So if we come from that space, just constantly using our imagination, using our hearts and heads and souls in alignment on what we want, because deep down on that level we all want the same. You know, we all want to be loved. We all want a better life. We all want freedom. We all, you know, we all want to get along. We all want to have what we want. And so how do we achieve those things? And you only, you know, if by taking responsibility of our minds and what we put in there, if you know what I mean, like you know, what information, what you surround, what you look for, even, you know. So if we all want all these things, then we all have to make the changes within ourselves to achieve them, and take responsibility for ourselves, because it all comes from within, doesn't it? You know, if we're peaceful in ourselves, there's peace. If we love ourselves and look after ourselves and our bodies and our minds, then that individually, then as a collective, that's what it will be. That's the way it will be. If we all want to, you know, save the planet and stop, you know, pollution, and you know, if we want to do that, then that's as a direct response of our individual choices on what we consume, on what products we make and buy, you know. So if everyone's consciously making choices and aware of the consequences of those choices when they're making them, then change happens. Change is already happening. It's already happened. You can see it around everywhere. The adverts are changing, the products are changing, the way people are advertising is changing, the way people are speaking is changing. So we're in it, we're in the motion, We've already started it. It's already begun. So, yeah. And then that's what you attract. You know what I mean? So if we accept ourselves for all our parts, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and then you just adjust as necessary. You know what I mean? Like, because we're part of something so much bigger than ourselves, and unconditional love is there. So you're always loved anyway. So we know that. We're never alone. Are we? And we know that our mistakes, that's all they are. It's a mistake. We can be forgiven. There will always be mistakes. And that's okay. Because there's always going to be, there's always going to be a temptation, and it's a choice, and even if you make that choice a mistake, then it's ultimately a lesson, isn't it? Makes you stronger, teaches you something. So even as a mistake, it's not a negative. So we shouldn't beat ourselves up over it, because we've learned something from it. And each of those mistakes along the way is just a step on the ladder towards our achieving our best selves, our higher selves, our greater purpose. We all have deep down we know what's right and wrong, but the circumstances within which we're in, on the pressure that people are under, can make people do things they wouldn't normally do. That doesn't define you. It's how we get back up. We're not defined by our pasts, individually or collectively. We have the power within us to completely change the world. The world that we see, we can change it from what it is to what we want it to be. And it all starts with imagining the world that we want. What would that look like? And then you do it like what you do it your own. There's a universe is within each of us. We're connected to the divine. We're connected to each other. We're communicating without speaking. We have powers that we don't fully understand or use. So we have the power. It's cool, isn't it? It's true, though. It's true. We just need to surrender ourselves to the wonder that is. The wonder that is the universe that is constantly working for us. We started it in motion. So it's already happened. It's already happening. We're all part of it. It's cool. So in my when I'm my visions are getting further and further away. So I mean, because in my mind, we've already smashed the next 100 years. Like, so it's just getting further and further out. It's like, oh, well, what are you gonna do then? You know what I mean? But so yeah, so I just try and feed. I'm just trying to be conscious of my thoughts and feelings as they arise, and then if it doesn't serve me, then I'll shut it down. There's certain things that will have to happen, and that's just the way it is. But ultimately, that's just part of the journey to the place where we want to get to. So, yeah, I'm just feeling very chilling, chillaxing. I'm thinking about all the fun I'm gonna have. Basically, because I do love a laugh, I have to say. And it also, like Patch Adams, and he's in the hospital and he's making the kids laugh. Because it releases like your natural chemicals in your body, doesn't it? You want to raise those dopamine and serotonin levels naturally. And you can do that with foods. And then just doing things that you enjoy doing. Do more of that. Less of anything that brings you down or makes you feel certain ways. Literally just surrounding yourself by what serves you and makes you happy. And it's easier said than done right now, but that's the goal, isn't it? Like, destination happiness. So, yeah. And it's different for everybody, obviously. So, I'm loving learning right now. My mum thinks I'm nuts. She's probably not the only one. Oh, hey ho. But I just thought, do you know what I mean? Who knew? Turn 39, turn into a geek. Love it. Yes, amen. Nerdy. Let's get nerdy out here. So yeah, I'm loving it. Right, I'm learning the most randomest things as well. There's not one topic I'm sticking to. I'm just going in, whatever it is. Like today, I've been learning about Vlad the Impaler, because I mentioned that yesterday, and then something came up about him today on my thing, and it's the universe speaking to me, obviously. So watch these things, and there's some amazing folklore. I'll put these links in as well from Scotland that are very similar to fairy tales that we all know, and also 100% got to be where old, not in that sense, but you know, Harry Potter and co was some of the characters, they've got to be based on some of these folklore that I've read today. Definitely. And then there's one, where there's, I'll put the link in. There's this one where there's a hole in the middle of the sea, literally like just a hole, and there's water going down there. Like, what's down there? Apparently there's an ancient civilization that used to live on top of the land, but then decided they were going to build cities underneath us, and they there is a guy that around 1900 went down there and met them. Say what? Serious? Get me down there. Do you know what I mean? Wench me down there. I'm in. I want to go. Hola. I wonder what language they speak. You know what I mean? Oh, like, look, wait till you see the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, 100% they're down there. And there's this castle that's haunted in Scotland, and this is to do with Vlad the Impaler. And there's these people called the Red Hats, these little goblins. Oh man, it's getting nuts. It's getting nuts out here. Love it. Diving in head first, like, bring it. Whatevs. It's fun. I like that. I like the learning all the funny fun stuff. What else we got here? As I say, to be fair, I have slept a lot today, so I've just been dreaming of the future. As I said, I'm about 400 years ahead at the minute in my dreams. Oh yeah, so you know, like Exma, and how that is a manifestation of our emotions, isn't it? Think about it. Or it gets worse on your emotion, doesn't it? So if you get stressed, the eczema gets worse, right? So if you think about illnesses in general, in relation to that, into our emotions, there is a correlation there, isn't there? Because the sadder, the angrier, the more stressed that we are, the less healthy decisions we make, and the less healthy our body becomes, which will then manifest into diseases, illnesses. Everything is connected. That's why it's important to be conscious of what, you know, of our emotions first and foremost, deal with them when they come, rather than try and ignore them or escape them or numb them. Because numbing them never works. That's just gonna. And that's it. That's the other thing about these prescription drugs, isn't it? They're not dealing with the actual the fundamental issue. They're just numbing it, prolonging it. I know it's hard, and because it's harder to deal with, but it's better in the long run. You know, better to deal with them as they arrive immediately. So if something is upsetting you, then just realize that you're upset, let it out. What is it that's upset you? Why has that upset you? Is it something you can change? Is it something you can remove? Is it something, you know? It's just being aware of it when it happens so you can deal with it as it happens rather than burying them all up, which is just you end up being like a fucking grenade. You know, it's true. You know what I mean? I was like I was a grenade for sure, long time. So but now if it's something upsets me, I mean, on the grander scale, on the grander things that upset me, those things upset me that are happening in the world. I've got a plan. The other things that upset me, I just try not to get in a funk about it. I might get in a funk for a little bit, I'm not going to lie, but it's just how long that length of funk moodiness is definitely reducing. Gets quicker every time. Just because I'm aware of it, so I know that I'm in a mood or a funk or whatever. So I'm like, right, you know what I mean? There's no need to be in a mood about it. Don't drag it out because it's an energy, isn't it? It's a vibration, it's a frequency. So other people get it as well. But I know firsthand because my mum is always in a mood. Do you know what I mean? And it is draining. Like I love her to pieces, but my goodness. She does love a moan. She loves a moan. And she stares at me as well, you know, like I'm sat here and I'll be like working, other than today where I've obviously caught up like on my sleep. So I'll be sitting here like whatever I'm doing, watching stuff or reading or whatever. I'm normally doing 3 things at once. And she, you know, I'll just catch her. She'll be staring at me with that look of, what are you doing? Like, you're nuts. Like, what? For reading? For what? For working? Okay. And that's the other thing as well. You got on the other hand of it, on the other side of it, you got first, if you're the one in the mood, you've got to stop yourself from being in the mood, let it go. And then the person receiving it, you've not got to receive it in that way either. You know what I mean? Try not to let it affect you. So it's both ways. To be like, to know that that's just either that's how they are, or you know that you know something that's affected them, so don't let it affect you, because it's like a chain reaction, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm feeling oneness today. Oneness. Just letting that energy flow. been doing a lot of praying today as well. Just for health, wealth, and happiness for all, huge. So yeah, this is another new wig. Feeling it. Just trying to think what else was I going to say. Oh yeah, journaling. I know I've mentioned it before. Journal. Yeah. This is why this time it's actually all right. It's all right. It had to happen. That's the way I'm thinking about it. Like, justice is going to be served, but I'm just looking at it differently. Like, I'm grateful for this time. For being able to stop, just be and think, like, just made me look and look at all, and look at what everything that's gone on and why has it gone on, and question everything. One question leads to another, but every time I question, the universe answers. And that time between me asking the question in my mind and the universe answering in whatever format that comes is got less and less until it's instantaneous. So if I ask the question in my mind and then open a book, I'll open a book at a page and it'll be on the thing that I thought, or the TV, or the song I'm listening to, or whatever, or it will just come into my mind. So I'm just like in this flow of question answer, like solution, results. So as soon as you start imagining better, imagining different, like, where can I go? Who can I become? What can I achieve? How am I going to get there? What's it going to take? What would I need to learn? Where would I find that? Life is an adventure. It's not a series of bad events, things happening to us. We are fully in control if we choose. If we do the right thing, if we follow our internal compass, where it's always been pointing, we just ignored it. That inner voice, it's always been there. We just drown it out. Because that inner voice knows exactly where it's going. It'll know what your purpose is. Everyone's got a purpose. Everyone's got a mission, a quest. A greater reason, a meaning. And so it's like a warm blanket around your soul. Just knowing that We're all going somewhere together, and it's going to be amazing. And we're all on this journey together, of creating something better for our kids, for all the kids. It makes my heart. It makes me feel happy. So, love you. Love you a lot. I've got this. Nothing is impossible. Not one thing. Free your mind from that thought of anything being possible. Anything is possible. Any dream can come true. Just allow yourself to believe. Allow yourself to imagine better. Allow yourself to have faith in the unknown. We're just in it. It's happening. Everyone's doing their bit wherever they are. It feels like motion, energy in motion, as I said. Ideas in motion, creation. Every thought, every decision is an opportunity to create better. Be better. Do better. Because we know, we deep down, we know who we are. We know where we've come from. We know that we have the power. We know that we have the knowledge and the wisdom of our ancestors running through our veins. We know that we are connected to each other through our thoughts, through our actions, through our intentions. So whatever greater, more beautiful world we want to create, we can create. And we can do it all together. Because we've already got the gang. We just have to trust our instincts, our intuition. If we do that, and be brave. We're there. So, I shall say goodnight. What are we on? Nearly 2. Not that I'm going to sleep. I'm probably just going to sit here and faff about for another 3 hours or so. But I'll put some funnies in. I've watched some really good animal videos. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. Do you know what? I was watching Antiques, flicked over Antiques thing on, and there was a plate that they a guy had brought in to have valued, right? And it had like a monk or something in the middle, and it was surrounded by animals and Enochian magic. You know for real that Dr. Dolittle. Yeah. And you think about people that are good with animals, that just know. They're called the whisperers, right? Horse whisperer, dog whisperer, animal whisperer. You know that that's their superpower, isn't it? They just don't really take it as that. Because that's what this plate was basically saying. It's like through the power of the mind, and we can read minds, and we're psychically connecting and talking telepathically. And the book says it so. The religious texts say it so. You know, if we can teach a gorilla to talk to us in sign language, right? Then you know for a fact that if you can read minds, thoughts are thoughts. So 100% people can talk to animals. They can understand animals. They're doing it already. You know what I mean? The horse whisperers. And what's his name? The dog whisperer. I mean, those just two examples, but anyone can, because there are people, anyone that's really good with animals. There's certain people that are just amazing with animals, aren't there? Animals flock to them. There you go. They're Dr. Dolittles. Vets. That's your superpower. Bow. So, yeah, find out what your superpower is. Whatever you're drawn to, just sit and think about it. Imagine it. I you know, if you sit and sort of daydream for a bit, just clear your mind. See what pops in there. See what ideas pop in there into your mind. That'll be spirit talking to you, saying, "Hey, you there? Think about this. Do this. Try this. Here's an idea for you." It'd be a good one as well, but yeah. And the I was watching a thing earlier. What was it? Bull. If you've not seen Bull, it's a guy who has a company that it's like he's a lawyer, has a team of lawyers, and they like psychoanalyze all the jurors in advance of picking them. And that's a side note actually on jury selection, because if people have hired people like him, the mere fact that they've got a program out, it means these people exist. So this guy basically they do mock juries and use like NLP and psychology and that to select the best jury that's going to pick the best, that's going to go in favor of their whoever they come on, help me here. Defendant, thank you. Yeah, right. So how, see what I'm saying? Can you see how that works? That's a bit, obviously if you've got loads of money and you've got someone like him on your team who's going to psychoanalyze and use NLP and all, probably using, you know what I mean? Fucking mind reading. Like, oh, they're definitely looking at the background and previous decisions they've made and how they would decide that case. So that's how they're doing the selecting. So that's kind of like, you know what I mean? It's not very fair, because you're picking people already that you think are going to decide in your favor, pre-seeing you know what I mean? I don't know. There's something weird about that. Anyway, that's a side note. In this one, this girl, she'd obviously been depressed, and she had a business with her dad, And the dad had her committed to a psych. I was talking about psychiatric wards yesterday. So see. Yeah, he had her committed so that he got the business, right? And he had her committed on the basis that she said that she had had an idea that had popped into her head about creating invisible material clothes, right? So he had her committed for however long, and they were shoving chemicals down her, and she was in there for however long, and then she came out, and now he doesn't want to give her the bit back, the business, her share of the business. And then he's managed to convince this other girl in the meantime to testify against his daughter, and she's obviously going to financially benefit, which is why she's doing it. See how corrupt all of that is. And not only that, I then looked up invisible material, and it exists because it's like reflective. So she weren't even crazy in the first fucking place. This is my point. So, don't like visionaries, do they? How does anything get invented ever? Someone has an idea, don't they? And then they do whatever it takes to make it, just because it might not seem possible in someone else's mind. Well, they're not you, are they? If it's possible in your mind and you've imagined it, then it is possible. Simple as that. Because you'll do whatever it takes to get there, like any inventor ever. You know what I mean? Because we're all creators, we create what we want. Bullshit, that's what it is. Anyways, love yous. So wherever you are, get dreaming, get imagining, start laughing, laugh more, smile more, feed yourself with good vibes, positivity. Because once you start feeding yourself with it, you emit it as well. And then you attract it, and so it goes, and so it goes, and so it goes. So, mwah. Until tomorrow, dear friends, I wish you the very best of days, evenings, and afternoons.